All right, now our next segment, Raw
Raw
Request.
Request.
My request is that this Raw, let's see. I was gonna say this Raw future Raw shouldn't be as boring as this one was in parts, but we know that's just unavoidable when it's a 3-hour show, and they have Grumpy Cat hosting next week. That's gonna be a real gas.
Okay, can I go first on Raw Request?
Absolutely.
My Raw Request is to involve Grumpy Cat as little as possible. Because if I know the WWE, they are going to go way over the top with this Grumpy Cat thing. They're going to have I even saw a list on Reddit the other day that I wish that I could just kind of pull up on demand right now, but it's ugly, the stuff that I could see WWE doing with this whole Grumpy Cat thing. It's really ugly. I'm not even joking. Like, I could imagine them. I mean, it's Grumpy Cat, so naturally it's miserable, which means that Kane is naturally going to love it.
Oh God.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
God,
I'm not even
that.
done. I'm not even done. I can imagine John Cena using Grumpy Cat to insult whoever his opponent that week is and being like, "Oh, you look like Grumpy Cat. Oh, look, it's Grumpy Seth Rollins," or whoever the opponent is that week. Because that's just such a John Cena thing to do, right?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, there's, I don't wanna, John. I really don't wanna.
I don't blame you, my friend. That's a very good Raw request. I'll co-sign onto it immediately. I'm very, very nervous about next week's Raw. My Raw request, though, I think is a bit more upbeat, which I actually like. It's a contrast.
Of course. You just know that Lana is going to be like, "Oh, you're a nation that admires a grumpy kitten. Putin is never grumpy."
Oh, it hurts.
And of course, we're going to have some kind of a segment with the Big Show just to show the size differences. They might just show Big Show's hand next to Grumpy Cat to be like, "Look at how big the Big Show is." And then the last one was Adam Rose backstage where he's talking about, "Oh, come on, Grumpy Cat, be a rosebud, not a lemon." And then Cole is like, "Oh, I don't know, JBL. Rose has been acting a bit grumpy himself lately. I think he's become a little bit of a lemon." Ha 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 ha, I love it, Michael.
You're physically hurting me.
I told you! It can be awful. But I'm making my Raw request to make it not awful. Raw, please. Vince, come on now.
Like they'll listen to you. There is no hope.
I know!
My Raw request is, again, going to be a little bit more upbeat because I've liked the WWE. At least seems like they're doing it. You know, make more time, continue making more time on your 3-hour programs for, more under the radar kind of mid-card talents. I mean, I'm glad that Tyson Kidd is getting on the show more consistently. Adam Rose having a heel turn and having kind of a story of his own is nice. The New Day vignettes, which I'm very excited for if it's a Super Athletic Friends or whatever kind of group, because again, the three of them are together and that's all I care about. It's great stuff, and it shows, like, when you have 3 hours, this is how you should be doing it. I understand your main attractions and your main stories will always take precedence. I get that. But it's nice to know that there is an undercard that exists, that you look to these guys and you're like, "Hey, do you want to do something?" And you see all the hands shoot up in the air because who wouldn't kill for TV time when you're in this profession? So keep it up. You're showing Tyson Kidd, Adam Rose, New Day, I know there are a bunch of other mid-card acts I'm sure that I would like to see featured more, but, just for the time being, I'm going to keep my Raw request simple. Just keep that up. I'm really liking what they're doing with that. I'm really enjoying it.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I guess with that said, only one more segment left. 30-second hot seat. What do you got for me this week?
You're going to like this one.
You always say that, but you never mean it.
Oh, no, you're going to like this one.
All right, then.
Because we only get one 30-second hot seat a week, right?
That's correct.
Because we don't do a 30-second hot seat on Lucha Underground or NXT Twitwell, right?
Thank goodness for that, and yes.
So, because this Raw was so lackluster, I'm going to use it as an opportunity to plug Lucha Underground.
Oh,
John, what did you say?
I said, "Oh, you bastard."
Oh,
I knew it. That's the curveball. All right, what is it?
Yeah. So, Lucha Underground, being its own kind of separate promotion, is naturally going to eventually have its first ever championship. And it's going to be a world championship. And my question to you is 30-second hot seat. Obviously, no, you know what? I'm not going to say that. 30-second hot seat. How will they introduce said championship? Who will be the two competitors that are in the main match that is for the championship? And who will be the eventual first ever world champion in Lucha Underground? You have 30 seconds, and your time starts now.
Okay, they're going to introduce the world title through a big tournament. The two finalists in the tournament are going to be Prince Puma and Johnny Mundo. And Prince Puma is going to be the very first world champion after adhering to Konnan's advice and having a heel turn and, embracing his dark side. So Prince Puma as a heel will be the very first world champion of Lucha Underground, because I feel like as a promotion, your first world champion should be a heel so that you gain more sympathy for the baby faces. So
your 30 seconds are up. Great job. I like that answer a lot. I was going to have a problem with it when you were like, oh, it's going to be Prince Puma versus Johnny Mundo again. I was going to be like, well, no, you need to have some kind of a heel involved. And then you were like, no, Prince Puma is going to be the heel. And I was like, yes!
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think when you're establishing, well, then again, I guess NXT didn't adhere to that rule when they were their own brand, because Seth Rollins is their inaugural champion.
Yeah, but the WWE has always been a very babyface-centric company in the first place.
Right. Whereas with Lucha Underground, because the figurehead himself is a heel, I would think that, the champion should also be a heel, so you kind of build up this
honestly, this is going to sound really weird, but I could honestly see them giving the first ever title to Big Rick.
I could see that too.
Just to kind of set up that situation where you have like a true big bad.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Interesting. I mean, there's definitely, and let me just clarify 2 points here. I mean, obviously there's clear bias for me picking Johnny Mundo in a world title situation for this promotion because...
And I think that there's also a pretty clear bias that you have him losing because you don't want to get your hopes up too high.
Well, not only that, but I do think it's better that he loses, and this is going to be my point B, actually. There is a clear bias there, but also the story seems to be Prince Puma has this friendship with Mundo. Konnan, though, is saying, hey, don't trust him. He's got his own self-interest, not your interest, he's not your friend, whatever. And we see this pull between the good forces, that being Johnny Mundo, the crowd, whatever, and the bad forces, management, Konnan, and all this. So we see this struggle for pretty much the soul of Prince Puma, if you want to be all hyperbolic and melodramatic. And then...
Which you're perfectly fine with being, so...
Of course. I'm a whore, so... and then, you get to the end of the tournament, Prince Puma realizes, hey, it's the world title, closing moments. He does a heelish thing, or even, hey, Konnan may do a heelish thing, and then Prince Puma may sell for a moment, like, hey, I didn't know about that, and then bam, he blindsides Mundo to show, yeah, we were in cahoots the whole time. And, either way, I think it just deepens the story with Prince Puma. It definitely enriches it. Certainly. You have a great first feud for the world title being Mundo and Puma, which could culminate in a ladder match if you wanted to, because my eyes are just like popping out just thinking about it. And yeah, you set up a lot by turning Prince Puma heel. You're also taking a gamble because you and I conceded on our very first Lucha Underground review, which I want to thank everybody for the traffic and the support of that. We did amazing. That they seem to be building the company around Puma. But I think, you even said that you felt like Roman Reigns should have gotten the heel out of the system before they made him the big project. And maybe Lucha Underground, that's what they're doing with Puma. They'll make him a heel, they'll have him have his heel run, and then he'll go on and be that big babyface. Who knows?
It's possible. I like your ideas, though.
Thank you. With that said, that pretty much concludes it. Do you have any concluding remarks you want to make before I wrap this up?
Nexus, Kane, Authority, Wyatt family. You know it's true, people.
Yeah, just embrace it, man. Just embrace it. It's so amazing not to embrace it. Let me put it to you that way. So with that said, this has been Raw. This has been TwitWow, the best wrestling podcast made for wrestling fans, by wrestling fans, on the web today. I'm John. That's my cohort and commentary Ashton. Guys, be sure to comment and subscribe on YouTube. Discuss on Pletov. What were your high points and low points for this Raw? How much are you dreading next week with Grumpy Cat? And we will see you again for our Lucha Underground review where we'll see how Chavo Guerrero responds to attacking Blue Demon Jr. See you there, guys.